anyway, so, all right, we're starting recording here. Okay, let me first of all say some disclaimers right off the bat. We're covered by the DGF, or Distributed Global Network, Governance Network, and we don't make any earning claims. We don't, give you any predictions of where prices of tokens will go in the future, up, down, whatever. We don't, could be forward-looking statements here, but anyway, do your own homework. That the best way to do this. I've studied this for 17 months. I think Steve the same way, Angel the same way. When you really study this stuff, the more you see it, the more it's like, man, there's really something here. There's really something here. But do your own homework. That's the best way to do it. If you sell yourself, it's like what Benjamin Franklin said years ago. He who's convinced against his will is still unconvinced still. So if you're trying to convince somebody, best way is to educate them on what they have their hands on here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I got a few little notes here. I'm going to try to keep this to about 30 minutes max here. I don't want to run way over it. I want to show you, right now there's a BlockBot mini miner that we're giving away, okay? And I'll show you a picture of that. So like a rally here is pretty cool. So this is the, well, I want this image. I want, thought I just had it. Here we go. Where is it? I had it a minute ago. Okay, here we go. This is a BlockBot mini miner. It basically does the same thing as, well, not exactly the same thing. Basically, it's a mini version of the full BlockBot. And of course, he's got a little pickaxe there. He's mining wind tokens and so forth. This the regular BlockBot miner earns 100 times more tokens than this little guy here. But this little guy right here, now we're giving him away for free. So that's really cool. And but for new people to sign up, we're giving them away for free. If you already have an account, then you can apply to get one of these, and they'll issue one of these. It's they're distributed. They're not automatic like the software set up for people just signing up new. But otherwise, you can sign up for one of these. There's a form you fill out. I had it somewhere here. But you fill out the form, and it basically, on the form, you just basically your name and email address of what you signed up with, and then they'll issue one to you within a week or two. And I can't find it now. I've got it somewhere, but I don't want to spend several minutes looking for it.
Yeah, anyway, just get with your sponsor if you can't.
Yeah, if you need any help there, let us know. We can get you that form. So there you go. Let me stop sharing this.
Can you show the invites where someone can?
Yeah, let me go into that. This is pretty cool. And I'll show you a couple little things there. Let's see. Let me show you this real quick off the bat, though. This is, well, maybe I'll go back to this. I was going to show you how to swap stuff here. But right now, this is the invites. And you basically would come here, and normally it'll say a brand over here. If it doesn't say a brand, what I've always done is refresh the screen. And then it'll give you the brand over here. For some reason it may go away. And then you just click on select brand, and and usually I put all brands unless it's something.
We can't see your screen.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry about that. I disconnected that. Let me go back there. Apologize.
Yeah, big goal that they're trying to do too is they want to give away 1 million of these things. And I was with Pi, and I got into Pi June of 19. There was about 30,000 people in it when I got in. By October, there was 1 million. So giving something away for free and duplicating is important.
Okay, so you see my screen now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so like I say, there's a little thing over here. If you don't see this thing, refresh your screen. I've seen this go away when you refresh your screen. Typically control F5, whatever, and it'll pop back up. And then you just come in here, and usually I put all brands. But if you're being very specific and somebody you know is only interested in rally, whatever, then just do that. And then you basically, if you're selecting this, all brands, you just come here, and all you really do is you put somebody's name in, first name, last name, next, and then it's going to give you the option of either sending out a text, an SMS, or it's going to give you the option of doing a email. Okay.
I really like the copy then too, where you can copy the message and then
Yeah,
kind
right.
of.
Yeah, you can copy it there. In my case, the program I use automatically fills that email thing with that message, who it's being sent to. Okay. And then I tell you what I do. I put an image in with it, um, just kind of attract their attention. Let's see here. Find what I sent out. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I had this little invite here, like an invitation that goes with the messages. And they click on this, okay, and so I just paste this image, like invitation, in with it. Anyway, so, but yeah, it's going to send that out, and then they basically have 24 hours to accept it. Although, and you get 4. I've kind of broken their system a little bit. Like right now, it gave me another 4. But I bet you anything, unless they fixed it, if I do a refresh on this, let me see if they fixed it. Yeah, they must have fixed it. Because before, when I would do that, it'd give me another 4. And I'd have 8 of them. And they fixed that little thing there. So anyway, but so you just, but what you can do is if somebody doesn't accept it, they got 24 hours. If they don't accept it and you find some hot shot that you really want to get one too, and you don't want to wait 24 hours for, Harry Higgins to accept it, then you can come in and you can cancel it. You can cancel their thing and then send the new one out. So there you go.
And we still have our regular referral links and stuff. This is to get a little bit of urgency, FOMO with people, and but anyway, let's see where we're at next.
Anyway, um,
Can you look at the swaps
let's
and
go back
talk
to
about
this.
kind of what you did with green and rally?
Yeah, let me show you. I did swaps. Let me go back there. Let me get out of here.
And ever since the conference or whatever, all the projects are really,
Yeah, I'm
really
going to
up.
show you.
Grow, rally, win.
Yeah, I'm going to show you something on CoinMarketCap.
Yeah, coin market exactly. Yep.
So anyway, like for example, here's what I did back. I was playing around because one of the things I do is I have my power paid every month with green. That was one of the ones I was doing. And and I needed more green because they'll pay up to $250 a month, and the first 2 months of my first 2 electric bills weren't up to $250. And so I knew I'd need at least $250 worth of tokens, $250 worth of tokens. So I was coming in here to buy more tokens. Now, this here is $126 now. But when I bought it, and this shows you history right here, this is where I bought it. Now, this is not exactly accurate. See the 15th and the 18th there? Because what this does is show you what it's worth now. But what I did, it was 56 and 64. But what I did was I swapped Tether USDT on the 15th and the 18th. And look, $20 worth of it and 25. So I basically swapped $45. Okay. And it's now worth almost triple that. I did the same thing with Rally. Rally, you can see where I did 3 of those. Now they show it being $63, $60, $65. But in reality, if you came up to here and looked at what I did with in actual dollars, I believe what I did was a 25 and a 25 and a 20, and I forget what that 41 was. That was something else. But anyway, so in the case of Rally, I spent $70, and you can see the dates there. That was wasn't that long ago. 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. So a month ago. And the price of it is, well, if it got to 210, it's tripled. Okay. So somebody in the thing here. Let me go back and see if nobody else is in the room. All right. Some more people in the room. Okay, great. All right. What we're doing right now for the new people, we're showing some swap features right now. This is being recorded, as you can see up here. So you can watch the recording. We won't go back and cover what we did. But basically, we're showing what we did with swapping stuff. But I can show you really quickly what you would do if you wanted to swap something. So we would come here, and you're going to swap from 2 sources, Ethereum and Tether USDT. You theoretically could do it from USDC if you had some, but like right here, I don't have any. But you see, it gives you that option to swap. But so I come up here to Tether, and I want to swap for something, okay? I click swap. I then select the token. So let's say I want to do Rally, okay? Now I got to figure out, okay, how much do I want to swap for? Okay, how much do I want to buy? So let's see if I did $25, okay? And that's going to fetch something for me. Now, what you want to do is play with this a little bit, because sometimes there'll be a variance in how much you're going to get. Right now, there's no variance. Okay? So you're basically going to get, for $25, you're going to get 6,627. And there's sometimes you'll see a variance of 2% or 3% less or whatever. Somebody else back in here. Let me go. Let somebody in here. You knock yourself out, Steve?
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you back in. So anyway, right now there's not showing any variance here. But what you would do now, if you wanted to do this, sometimes you got to adapt it, because sometimes it'll change the amount here. You got to do it right away. You don't want to mess around, or it can change on you. But you would just put a number in, 25. It's easy to do. You select your token, Rally, and it's basically going
I think someone's gonna have to mute themselves, Deshant. I think Go ahead and hit that mic.
Mute yourself. But anyway, for $25 right now, you can get $6,629. Now, here's what's interesting enough is when I was doing this back, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was getting 14, 15,000. And I'll show you that on CoinMarketCap because the stuff is starting to move. Connect is starting to move. It's really starting to move. So what do you do next? You would just when you signed up and create your wallet, you got a wallet passcode, and you would enter it here. Okay. Once you enter that wallet passcode, then you just click confirm. It's not going to confirm it to you into the passcode. I won't enter that now. And then it's within I don't know, a minute or so or less, it's going to give you your rally. Okay. Or whatever you selected. You could have selected green or win or whatever you wanted to. Any of these options here, basically. Any of the brand options. That's all there is to swapping. It's pretty cake city. The only thing you're going to need is either USDT or Ethereum. And if you're buying something, I would recommend you get Ethereum because you're always going to need Ethereum to put the transaction through.
Yeah.
So if you're going to say CoinMarketCap to get Ethereum and transfer it to your wallet here, then you would go down here, select Ethereum and do the same thing. It'd be the same thing with Ethereum. You click on swap, select the token, how much.
And when you do it with the ETH or whatever, you always do it just a little under. But yeah, what I like about
what you're going to have to do though is click on this stuff here because it thinks I'm trying to do 25 ETH.
Yeah,
really, I want to do dollars. Okay, so
what I do is you hit max,
and
then it goes to how much ETH you have, and then you go 0.14.
Now see this price difference. Now sometimes it'll do this, so it's basically saying about 0.38% difference between what you're paying and what you're getting. So anyway, but then what you have to do is click swap anyway if you want to do that. Okay, you'd have to do that. Then eventually enter your wallet password and bingo bango. So for basically about $44.
Let's move on. We only have about 9-10 more minutes.
That's all there is to the swap, and it's pretty simple.
Let's move on. Could you jump on CoinMarketCap and just show let me show you quickly what some of the stuff has been doing?
All right, so let's go to CoinMarketCap here. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this happens to be the token grow. I've got about 4 or 5 of these that I can do real quick. But as you can see, starting right at, I was in Lauderdale, 22nd. I came back on the 26th. I came back here. So a couple days later, as you can see, Grow had been kind of putting along, and all of a sudden, now it's falling back a little. But this is typical of any kind of crypto or stock or anything that goes up, goes down. But you typically want to see it continue to go up.
A lot more volume,
volume to it, and what you want to do. Let me show you these other ones, and then I'll Steve talk to you about Ethereum and Bitcoin and how much money is in those particular coins and so forth. So this is Grow. Let's see here. This is Rally. Okay. So Rally, same thing. Here we are in Fort Lauderdale, right about here, June 22nd. And all of a sudden, we had a great big spike there, came back down, but never way back down to where it was. and then it's been slowly climbing, a little bit of drop, and here we are now.
But
And
a lot more volume, and I
yeah,
mean trading volume like 50, $60,000 a day, and just nice jumps like
it's about
five
triple what it
x.
was here. It's triple. Over,
Yeah,
and so that's rally. Uh, Another one here. Uh, let's look at green. And they're all pretty much the same. They're putting along, putting along, putting along. Here's our thing in Lauderdale right about here, and then several days later, 3, 4 days later, people get back home, whatever. And now look at green. Green hasn't gone up well from where it was here right before Lauderdale. It has tripled. It's 3x. It's 45. It was what 14 down there. 14 times 3 is 42, so it's more than 3x. That's green. Here's a win.
yeah. Everyone kind of has a lot of wind naturally, which if
And
wind moves, we're all rich.
so here's wind. Here we are in Lauderdale, um, putting along, putting along. And then also, what was it there? Right about 0.17, So it's triple. And actually, what you can do too is just look at this stuff. This will tell you right here that in a month's time it's going up 219%. And that's case of any of these. If you were to go back to rally and whatever, if you look over here in this left corner
And
next to this amount here, it's going to say what it did in the last month.
and the
Actually,
big thing is if someone bought $200, $200, and they go up 200%, they're you're sitting pretty with a 2x. I mean,
and then
that's
you can
that's
do this
impressive.
too. If you want to see 7 days as a month, 7 days, okay, and 7 days has gone up 53%. In one day, it's actually down 4% in one day. But you never want to look at really one day. I'd say look at a month or so. Uh, but let's
All
look.
right.
But I'm going to show you something real quick, and Stephen explained this. Let's go to Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is the big cheese on the block. Okay, and what we really want to talk about here so much is the market cap. And so, for how big is the market cap? And the market cap for Bitcoin is 217, not B, not T, but $1 trillion. It's the big boy. Okay. For example, I think Ethereum, if we were to look at that, I think it's about 300 million, maybe.
Billion.
Yeah, billion. Let's say billion. About 311 billion for Ethereum. So it's what about not a little more than a tenth of what Bitcoin is. But the key is you got to look at. You explain it, Steve, in terms of
Yeah, we're getting low on time, but what I want to get into here is Rally has and some of these projects have an absolute minuscule market cap. Like Bitcoin needs like two two more trillion on top of that other 2 trillion to 2x it to 200 grand roughly. Ethereum 300 billion to 600 billion. That's how much money needs to get added into it in order to double the price of Ethereum from what 2600 to uh 52 and some change. But with
and then the
Rally
rally here. Look
and
at the rally.
some of
Market
our projects, like I don't think the market cap is accurate where we're at. I don't think we're that high. Since we're such a new coin, I think there's some disparity, but it doesn't take a lot to move the needle. We like with Rally in a week or two, we 3 to 5x, where Bitcoin to 3 to 5x, that's going to be really, really, really hard. So we can possibly, like disclaimers, possibly 10 to 100,000 X our money, and you put $100 into a swap, you might get 10 grand, you know.
Well,
Jim, could you get into Learn to Earn? We only have a few more minutes
yeah, would
left.
you say real quick? Would you say that the market cap for green is 18 million? Would you
I
say
wouldn't think
wow?
that's accurate.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
don't think these. Um,
And if you click on the project, Jim, you see a little like construction cone that says it might not be correct
yeah.
right above the market cap.
Anyway, let me go back to earn to earn. But the point is Steve's absolutely right. These market caps are so small; it don't take a lot. Well, shoot, we just saw in what 3 weeks, whatever, where those green tripled, Riley tripled, and so forth and beyond. So we go to learn to earn. Yeah, learn to earn is so cool because you earn stuff. I mean, I'll show you real quick some of the stuff I've earned. Let me show you that real quick. So you're earning these NFTs right now, but there'll be lots of different things with it. But like these boost NFTs,
500 each.
yeah, worth technically 500 each. You know, there's some of them. Then they got these things too, which is a single lesson learn to earn NFT. So those are some things they give you. Okay, but let me go to learn to earn and
And in order, real quick, let me say then too, in order to be able to do Learn to Earn, you need a $2,000 win node. So that where every week, but I mean, within week after week after week, they've had probably four $500 boosts already. So you're earning money back.
And here's what the learn to earn looks like. This is the one for this week. I've already done it, but I can show you what it looks like. See, it shows I've already done it. But what it is it's a video that you watch. I'll play 10 seconds of it.
So I'm going to jump right in.
It explains what a
do
block
our
bot is,
disclaimers
okay?
really quick because we do that at every call. As I'm loading up the widget here in our link. So again, we're a compliant community, and you know, because we're not a company, we are a company. We're a company owned by a community, so we're a compliant community. There may be forward-looking statements, but there are no earnings claims or financial advice. The rewards are for utility. Take this information, educational purposes, and do your own research with it, because we are a community
All right.
governed blockchain.
So you would watch all of this, and you'd come down here, and it's basically I've already completed. You would check that it was complete. Then you take a quiz. This particular case is there's only 3 questions in this particular case. Number 1 was what is a block bot? Okay. What are the features of a block bot? And what is the following is not a way to earn rewards? And, obviously not scrolling Facebook. So anyway, and then you would go beyond that. And then all you do in this particular case is you go to a form and you complete the form. Here it asks you what it is. You put your name, last name, your email, yes or no. Did you meet the block bot social posts? And then you get a choice of liking it on Twitter or X, Instagram, Facebook. And based on whatever one you did, you would put like your username for Facebook, X, or Instagram.
And bada boom, bada bing, you get $500 of
You're done, you
NFTs.
submit it, and a week or so later, 10 days, they just pop into your account. So that's
And a
basically,
lot of these things only take like 3 to 5 minutes tops to do.
yeah. And then once you, in this particular case, once you're done, you complete the form, and then there's a thing down here that says you completed it. You didn't want to click on too, besides completing the form. And but that's all these learn to earns are. They're simple to do. And if you miss a question on the quiz, you can retake it. You know, it's not a
Life or death type of thing.
yeah. You can take it 10 times if you need to pass it. I don't know. It takes you
But
that
yeah,
much.
I think getting people in with that Blockbot Mini to start, and then they kind of start getting it a little bit. Oh, okay, and then let them know, some of the benefits of Learn to Earn with, getting that $2,000 win node, and then it opens them up for commissions. And then another big technique with swap that people can do is, let's say someone buys $500 worth of rally, and they 15x their money or whatever, and rally 7 grand at the time. And I'm not going to do the math, but let's say they have $8,000, they're going to be able to buy a node. So for some people that don't have that kind of money at the time with $6,100, people that did really well with Gala, they were training people on how to buy the token. That way they can use that profit that they make to buy nodes later on down the road. So I think that's a really smart technique to do. And to train, the more and more people we train people how to do that swap, the token's going to get that much bigger. Jim talked to a gentleman yesterday that's interested in buying $1,000 worth of rally. So that's going to move
No,
the
rally
price.
tokens, and he's interested in the power pay to get his electric bill paid. I've already had 2 of mine paid. The third one is in the process right now. My third electric bill, $250. And I'll show you that real quick. Show you this one last thing. What you would do, it's a piece of cake to do. Total Cake City. If you were to come here, and actually, if you want to learn about it, if you want to learn about that power pay, you would come to invites here in the back office. And not invites, I'm sorry. My bad. Let's see here. It's share offers. And the share offers. So you come to share offers and you would scroll down and right here. So under green, pay your power bill, earn crypto. And it even has a savings calculator. It shows you what you're going to earn with that. But all you would, but it's really cool. You get the NFT, you do your power bill as a form you fill out, and they pay your bill every month. Partly to bring attention.
We should do a training on that. That's more in depth. I think that could be.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's an easy way to. I don't know. It depends on your power bill. Okay, if your power bill is $250 a month, it's almost like you're throwing away money if you don't get it.
Yeah.
Really, because.
All right. Well, I think that was a good kind of navigate in the back office, a little more detail on, it's a lot to take in. And they said that on the call the other day, it's a lot, and we can connect people. They do meetings, 5, 6, 7 times a week, and they're still really don't cover everything. And there's a lot, which is good because we got a big opportunity.
But the more you learn, the more convinced you are we're sitting in the right place, and I'll be honest, I haven't gotten to the point anymore where I don't spell right, R-I-G-H-T. I spell right, W-R-I-G-H-T. We're at the right time, at the right place. That's because Wright Thurston is the visionary that brought all this.
Multi-billionaire.
Bought all this. That was his house in the one picture there I was in. And the guy's a real visionary in terms of seeing what's coming in the future. He's a top Bitcoin miner in North America. Brilliant guy, humble guy. When you see him, he almost looks like some backwoodsman there, the way he dresses.
All right, guys, I got to jump off. All right, thank you,
Jim.
Good job.
Thank you much, everybody, for being on the call. Somebody have a chat question here? Okay. All right. All right, let me end this. Everybody have a